Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be like kind of fun. Well, not kind of fun. It is going to be fun because I did like a poll on Instagram and I asked if you guys wanted to see like my full glam, like full coverage look, and most of you, well, pretty much all of you said yes. So that's what today's video is going to be, but I'm also going to incorporate the brand new Rare Beauty Discovery eyeshadow palette, True to Myself. I just bought this like during the VIB sale last week and I haven't used it yet, and I was like, why not like use it for the first time for this video. So I'm really excited. I'm going to show you guys everything that I do to get glam, to make my makeup like last really long, and all of that stuff. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's jump into the video. First things first, the first thing I always do whenever I get ready is I take my Juvias Place eyeshadow primer. This is new to my routine. I just got this about like a month ago, but this is what I do first because I do my eyes first every single time. So what I do is I just apply it like that. I'll take my sponge and I will just buff it out. Kind of just like it's concealer, but it's an eye primer. So that's pretty much exactly what I do. I'm just gonna let that dry for a second. This eyeshadow primer has become one of my favorite makeup items that I own, makeup products that I own, because once I bought it and I started using it, the shadows and the way that my eyeshadow has been looking is like incredible. My eyeshadow has never looked this good, and I promise you it's because of that eyeshadow primer. I either used to use no primer or I used to just use concealer, and that obviously wasn't doing it as good as this is. So this eyeshadow primer, I definitely feel like you guys need it. Again, it is from Juvias Place. I have mine in the shade 1, but it is life-changing. I'm gonna go in with this beautiful eyeshadow palette. Look at how it just glistens, so pretty. So I'm gonna take the second shade, which is like that orangey color, and I'm gonna take a buffing brush, and I'm just going to use this as my transition shade. So I'm gonna buff this into my crease. Wow, really pigmented from what it looks like so far, which is good. Now the color I want to take is this purple one right there, and I'm just going to use this in my crease as well. It looks like it's really pigmented, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not going to go in with too much, but I'm just going to put that in my crease as well. I want to keep this look very bright, so I'm going to go in with this shade right here next to this gold, and I'm going to use my finger and just apply this to my lid. Wow, that is a beautiful shade. Oh my god. It's like iridescent almost. So that shade looks gorgeous. Like, I love it. It kind of looks like the sunset. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's really giving me like sunset vibes. So I'm going to go back in with that purpley shade that we used before and just lightly use this to really just buff this out. I wanted to use that big gold shade in the middle, but I don't have like a glitter primer, and I didn't want to have like a hot mess and not be able to like blend it. So I was like, let me just use one of the regular shades and call it a day. I'm going to take this deeper shade right here very lightly on this brush and just put this right into my crease just to give it a little bit of like depth and to really blend everything together. So that's pretty much it for the eyes. So what I'm going to do is, because you guys have seen me do this so many times on camera, I don't want to bore you, I'm going to go ahead and do my liner off camera, and then I'll be back to really go into details about how I get my face. So I'll be right back. My eyes are done, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to prime my skin, and whenever I'm going out, I always use my Tatcha, the liquid silk canvas. It's just like the best primer, especially for a night out. I just feel like it really smooths out your skin, and it just makes everything look flawless. It's now time for foundation, and this foundation is really new to my like glam makeup look. This is the Kat Von D Good Apple foundation. I spoke about this in my recent favorites video. I have been loving this ever since I purchased it about like a month ago. and I've worn it like a bunch of times, and every time I wear it, like when I'm going out, so whatever it is, I'm just like blown away by it. So yeah, I'm gonna be using it today. Before this one though, it was my Fenty Beauty hydrating one, and then this one is just, it's just too good. So I'm just gonna take my brush and, oh, there's an eyelash on my face. Come on, come on. All right, and then I'm just gonna swipe this onto my skin and really just like press it. And this is full coverage, so if you're not into the full coverage, this foundation probably won't be for you, but I don't mind it, especially like for a night out. I'm done with my brush. I always go in with my sponge, and this really helps get rid of any brush strokes and pick up any excess product, and also just help melt everything into the skin. So I never ever do my foundation without finishing off with a sponge. I just think it gives the most flawless application, and I love it. So now for concealer, I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy one. For this, I usually go back and forth between this, or I will use my Dior Forever Skin Correct. That is another good, like, ride or die concealer. Oh my god, I have like a hair right here and it's so itchy. But yeah, that one is another really good concealer. So either this one or that one, they're both full coverage, so that's why I use either of them. So I'm just going to take it and apply it to my eye like this, and then just a little bit out here. I'm going to take my little e.l.f. concealer sponge and I'm going to just blend out the concealer. Now for my favorite part of like any glam contour. I'm going to be using my favorite one ever. This is the Charlotte Tilbury contour one, and if you guys have not tried this yet, I don't even know how you're doing your makeup, because this is the most amazing product, probably one of my favorite products that I own. So what I do is I just do 3 like little stamps like that, and I will take my e.l.f. Ultimate blending or buffing brush and just use this to buff it out. And you always want to go up. So see how I'm not dragging down? I'm always just going up, because that's going to lift your face, and that is of course what we want. And as you can see, the contour is just blended into the skin like nothing, and now you have a chiseled out cheekbone, and it just looks amazing. So you guys, this product is pretty pricey, but it is so worth it, like in so many ways. So yeah, same thing over here, and just blending up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the same contour one, and I'm going to take like just a little flathead brush and just draw a line down the sides of my nose. I'm not literally barely putting any product, and I'm just drawing these lines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my e.l.f. sponge and just buff this out. I'm going to buff it in, because you don't want to go out, because then it's going to make your nose look bigger. So you always want to go in. So I'm just taking it, I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but I'm just buffing it inwards and upwards. Right, so see, just a little shadow, like honestly nothing too crazy. I'm not the best nose contour, so that's why we keep it very simple. So now on to my next favorite step. This is cream blush, and this is brand new to this routine, but I have been using cream blush for like probably like 2 months now, but this product specifically is new. This is the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush in the shade Petal Poppin', and I used it for the first time probably like a week or a week and a half ago, and I was shocked. It's so good. So I'm going to take this e.l.f., what is this called? Complexion Duo brush, and I'm going to apply the blush not here but here. So pretty much right over top of that contour, just like that. And as you can see, it gives a beautiful just flush of color and really lifts your face. I was going to say your skin, your face. But yeah, beautiful. This color, if you guys are not sure what color to get this one. Petal Poppin' is poppin'. It is so good. So yeah, same thing, just buffing it up. So the last cream product that I'm going to use is another one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beauty Light Wand. I tried this a few weeks ago. It was a learning curve for me, kind of, not really, but I wasn't like blown away by it. But I used it last week when I went out and I was like, this is amazing. So it's the same type of packaging as the contour. So I'm just going to take it and do like 3 little drops like that. And same thing, I'm going to use my sponge and just blend it out. And it gives a beautiful like glow to the skin. As you guys can see, like now my skin has like that really beautiful glow. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So that's done. So now I'm going to go ahead and set my under eyes, which is the next most important thing to me. So whenever I'm going out or I need my makeup to look really good, I never use like a different powder. I always go to my Kylie translucent setting powder. This powder has been my favorite for like almost 2 years now. And I just know that I can trust it and that it's gonna really set my makeup really, really good. So before I do that, before you do any type of setting, especially underneath your eyes, you want to go back over and just make sure that you buff out any creasing, because if you go in and you set now with creasing, it's just not going to look smooth and flawless, and we are going for a flawless look here. So you always just want to go back over and just buff it out and make sure there's no creasing and that everything just looks flawless. I'm going to use the back of this sponge and I'm going to use this to bake. What I'm going to do also is I'm going to take that powder and press it onto the sides of my nose like that. And I'm going to let that sit for a second. And then I'm going to take a little bit more powder and just kind of set like my nose and like my chin and just like these areas that could potentially get oily. So I'm just setting. I always go under my contour too with powder to kind of clean it up in case it needs any cleaning up. Usually while that's sitting, what I'll do is I'll just comb through my brows and do my brows really, really quickly. I don't spend a lot of time on them just because I don't think I need to, and they're my least favorite part of my makeup. So I just comb out any like foundation, because obviously we may have got foundation powder in there, so I always just comb through. So this product is also newer to me. I spoke about it in my favorites video as well. This is the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint pen. So I'm just going to take it and just comb little strokes through my brows as well as shape them somewhat. So I'm just combing little strokes. And for the front portion of my brows, I'll take my Colourpop pen, brow pencil, and I will just I will just fill it in, because I don't like the pen to be up there because I don't want it to be too harsh. And at least with the pencil, I have a little bit more control. So I just like to fill it in very gently. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wipe away this powder that we have going on under here. I see how flawless our base is looking. That's why I love all of these products, because I just think they work so great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go in with some of my Jaclyn Hill blush and bronzer, and I'm just going to warm up the skin with the bronzer really quick. I know we contoured, but we didn't really warm up the skin that much. So I'm just going to gently put some and just warm it up a little bit more. And then I'm going to go in with some of that blush. I love this duo so much. I think it's so worth the money, because both of the products are just so creamy and they're really pigmented. And I love both of them. Like, it just adds so much light to your face. So before I finish up the rest of my face, I'm going to finish up my lower lash line. So whenever I'm going out, I always like to brighten up the inner portion of my eye. So I'm going to take my NYX, what is this called? Faux liner in the shade Vanilla. And I'm going to place the liner right in my waterline, just to brighten it up, and then I'm going to smoke out my lower lash. So now that we look like an alien, I'm going to take that same palette. I'm going to take the shade right here, this brown, on this really, really like small little pencil brush, and I'm going to apply it super close to my lower lash line. So literally like right here. Like just like that. I'm going to add a little bit more. Now that we have that color placed there, I'm going to go back into the palette. I'm going to take my, well, this like purple shade on a more fluffier brush and just coat it and dab off all the excess, and very, very gently just go ahead and blend this out. So now that that's done, I'm going to take my highlight. This is a really old highlight. You can use any highlight that you want. I chose this one because I just haven't used it in a while. This is the Too Faced Candlelight Glow. I believe you can still get these in TJ Maxx. I'll never understand why Too Faced discontinued like these highlighters, because they are some of my favorite, and I don't use them because you can't really get them anymore. So I don't like to use them on camera. But today I made an exception, so yeah. Put some down my nose. And then that's it for highlight. What I always do is, right before I finish with my face, I take my Kylie You're Perfect powder and my same brush that I use to wipe away my bake, and I just place it underneath my eye, because this really brings my under eyes forward and just kind of seamlessly blends everything together. As you can see, everything just looks a little bit more flawless on this side. So I'm just going to do the same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara off camera. I'm going to use my L'Oreal Telescopic. It's just my favorite. And then I may do lashes. Not 100% sure, but hang tight and I'll be right back. So I'm back. I did put on some falsies. I was just like, whatever. They don't look 100% the way I would like them to look, but I mean, they look decent. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do my lip. I'm going to use my favorite lip liner ever. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Endless Cacao, and a Hyatt. For my favorite lipstick, this is the Sephora lipstick in the shade number 7. It is a cool toned color. These two shades are not for everybody, but they are my go-to. And over top, I'm going to apply my NYX, this is Milky Gloss in the shade Cookies and Milk. And I just want a little bit of a gloss, so. I love this gloss. And if you guys want a flawless like look to last you all night, you're going to need a good setting spray. I'm going to use the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. This is like one of the best setting sprays to ever exist. So if you need your makeup to last and look good, this is going to be it. So let me just spray my face quick. Alright you guys, so this is the finished look, and I love how my makeup turned out. These are all, aside from the eyeshadow palette, this is my first time using it, and I think it looks really, really nice. It blended really easily. I wish there was a little bit more variety in it. Like, hold on, let me get it. I put it back in its box. I do wish there was a little bit more variety in it, but I get like the gist of it. It's like a simple, like pretty, like neutral, everyday eyeshadow palette, which I do like. The shadows blended really, really nicely. So if you guys had this palette in mind, I don't think you guys should pass on it. It's not something that I might be reaching for all the time, but it's good for like an everyday basis, if that makes sense. But yeah, so this is my go-to night out makeup. These are all the products that I use when I need my makeup to look great and last a very long time. I stand by all of these products. I love them so much. There's only a few new things in here, which is the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer, and then the cream blush, and then the main like attraction, which is the foundation. But I love this foundation. I've worn it probably like 6 or 7 times, and it's just bomb in my opinion, and I love it and I trust it. So yeah, so that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know down below what your go-to products are, if you guys use any of these products, and what your thoughts are. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and to subscribe, and I will hopefully catch you guys in my next video. Bye.